Hi guys, so this is my video for Sunday and it is Monday today. It's upload day for Sunday today and I didn't get to film anything yesterday, and so I thought I'd just sit down and do a static video rather than, because I'm filming today, I'm daily vlogging today anyway. I didn't get to film anything and just the day just didn't really allow for it, and I thought, so you still had something to see and you still had some content and you didn't have a day missing, I would sit down and I would vlog for you today. Now, I'm doing a tag, and if you don't like the tag, then I'm sorry, because it is a book tag, but if you want to leave me some ideas in the comments section, or you want to email me, or you want to tweet me or anything, or leave a comment on my blog on the video, feel free to leave requests of what you want me to do when I can't sit down and film, or when I've got exams coming up, time's going to get a bit crazy, a bit hectic, I'm going to be doing a lot of revision and not really going out a lot. I don't go out a lot anyway, but you know what I mean. If you want to request anything that you actually want to see, so I have some ideas banked, or even if you say record all these videos and then just upload them if I don't get the chance to film, then just let me know of any ideas you have. So today I'm going to do the book collectors tag for you. There's 7 questions, so it shouldn't take me too long. So the first question is, how many books do you own? Now, physical, kind of like, I counted chapter books rather than picture books or children's books. I counted about 233, which is by no means like a huge collection. I mean, I do have quite a few books compared to a lot of people I know, but there are a few that I lent out as well, so I didn't count those because I forgot to, and my maths isn't that great. I also own a Kindle, so I have several books on my Kindle, which I didn't count because they're not physical books, but I've got several books. I've got however many pages of books on the Kindle, like 8 pages or something, so they all count as books, and I didn't count them because they're ebooks. So about 233 like proper chapter books as such. So the second question is, how long has it taken to accumulate your collection? Now, I can remember buying books from like the age of 5. Like for as long as I can remember, I've always been buying books, maybe not regularly, but I always liked books. My mum's always called me her little bookworm. So, yes, I've been collecting for like, I don't know, 13 years, 14 years. Question 3, how often do you buy books? Now, because I've got a Kindle, it is so easy just to go on your Kindle, on the Kindle store, and purchase a book. So which can be quite bad. However, I do always hit up the bestsellers, and then I go to the top 3 books and always see what's on the top of them. So I'd say I buy at least like a couple a month books. It does kind of fluctuate, and there will be like a big time when I'll buy a lot, maybe when I'm really into my reading and I'm watching loads of booktubers and really like really deep into the reading, then there will be a lot more books that I'll buy in that month. But then some weeks and months I'm not quite so into it, and maybe I've been reading a book for a while and I'm kind of not really really feeling the whole book thing, then I won't go and buy a book. But I'd say I buy at least a couple a month, if not more, give or take, obviously. Every month's slightly different. How do you arrange your books? Now, this shelf here, the main shelf that you can see, with a couple of loose CDs on it, these are all my books I have to read. Now, the main line is in alphabetical order of surname, but then some have been dumped on top because they've been bought and purchased or accumulated from other people that I'm borrowing. So they're kind of not really in any rhyme or reason to them. The second shelf up is series, like some of my favourite series, but they are alphabetised again by surname of author. I then just have a kind of a random shelf, which is Harry Potter, Twilight, and then some hardback books which don't go anywhere else, can't fit anywhere else. And then I have a shelf of books that I have actually read, and they're alphabetical order of surname as well. I have a few other bookshelves, and they're just categorised by author or a series or something. They're just categorised together. Question 5. What is your first book you remember buying? I have two because they kind of go together. The first one's Cliffhanger, and I remember bugging my mum saying that I wanted this book so bad, and I was so surprised that my mum I think I remember my mum taking me into town the same day after school and buying the book for me, and it really surprised me because I was really surprised that she actually went out and bought it for me. I don't know why. Yeah, Cliffhanger. We were reading it in school. Our class teacher was reading it to us. And I really liked the story, and I wanted to cheat and I wanted to read it but know what happened before everyone else. So I said to Mum, can we go and, I'd like this book. And she was like, sure. And she got it for me. And there was a second book that kind of followed the same characters called Buried Alive, and this one's a lot kind of harder. It was like a lot of a harder chapter book to read, but what I liked about them was that each chapter in this one, in the Buried Alive, you get beginning of each chapter you get Tim's diary and Biscuit's diary, and in every chapter of this book you would get a postcard which Tim would write home to his parents, and Tim and Biscuits meet in this book at a camp, and then in this book Tim and Biscuits go on holiday together, and it was just really sweet and I just really liked them. And ever since I started reading this book and was like, I want to finish it before everyone else does, I've always kind of, when we've had like assigned reading and stuff at school and at college, I always wanted to read the book before everyone else did and finish the book before everyone else did, because I don't know, I just love reading, and I love kind of like finishing a book before someone else and telling them all about it, not spoiling it but kind of knowing, I don't know, I'm weird. So that's the first book I remember buying. 6. What is the longest book that you have purchased? This great big hunk of a book is Under the Dome by Stephen King. It's such a good book. I'm not even halfway through it, and I've been reading this for I think I started reading this a couple of years ago. I went through a stage where I used to put every receipt of a book I bought in the book, but I don't have it in it anymore. I bought this in Sainsbury's for £4.99, which I think is an absolute bargain for a book this size. I think it's something like 880 pages long. Oh, brilliant concept. I've only got this way through. I think when I finished my exams, which is soon, which is just so scary, I really need to start doing some revision, I think I'm going to sit down and read this. I have a bit of spare time to myself, and I think I'll try and get this knuckled down and get this one read. And yeah, because it's such a brilliant concept, and it's actually really good, the amount I've read so far. Really quite disturbing, but that's Stephen King for you. But that's probably the longest. The biggest, kind of because obviously this is a lot taller than this one, this is the life of Ayrton Senna, who was a Formula 1 driver, and his life, he was taken before his time, he died before his time in a Formula 1 accident, and since he died, no one else has died in Formula 1, obviously due to crashing in Formula 1. Obviously people have, racing drivers have died, but not because of a crash that they have sustained in a Formula 1 racing car. People have been injured, but no one has actually died, and it's the story of him. It's really quite big and chunky, but it has not got as many pages as this book, but they're still both quite chunky. And what is the shortest book you own? I picked up this handful of Roald Dahl books. I've got Fantastic Mr. Fox, The Magic Finger, The Giraffe, The Pelly and Me, SCO Trot and The Twits, and they're all under 100 pages long, and these were free ones that I collected in cereal packets back in the day. And to be perfectly honest, I didn't really like Roald Dahl that much as a kid. I watched Matilda, and I had then the book and the tape bought for me back in the day when cassette tapes were big. And I'm sorry, but I was so scared. I was petrified. I remember my friend telling me that she wouldn't let her mum do her hair in plaits, like, after she watched that film. Like, it was quite disturbing, and I was disturbed by quite a lot of the stories. I mean, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, no, but that's a bigger one. You know, these little ones are quite disturbing. The tits is quite disturbing. Did I just say the tits? The twits is quite disturbing. I read that recently, reread that, and yeah. So those are probably the shortest books I own. So that is the book collectors tag. I hope you enjoyed. If you want to see any more book related videos or want to see regular book videos, then let me know. And if you want to leave requests of things to do when I can't sit down and do a video, like a daily vlog, then please leave me some ideas and leave some requests. So yes, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all tomorrow in tomorrow's vlog. Bye.